Tonight, coronavirus cases on the rise in the U.S. Over 54,000 confirmed cases, deaths topping 700. In New York City, the so-called U.S. epicenter of the outbreak, the case count is doubling every 3 days. And the peak of infection in New York could come in as soon as 2 to 3 weeks, says Governor Andrew Cuomo. With more than 15,000 cases in the city alone, the Army Corps of Engineers turning the Javits Convention Center in Manhattan into a 1,000-bed emergency hospital. This comes on the heels of alarming numbers, the governor now projecting the state will need more than 140,000 hospital beds. As of now, they only have 53,000. The governor adding the number of cases is, quote, both troubling and astronomical. It's not just New York either. In Atlanta, the mayor today announcing ICU units across the city are already at capacity. In New Orleans, an influx of cases may be tied to Mardi Gras celebrations, as thousands of people descended on city streets and crowded bars. ER workers telling local news outlets hospitals are, quote, verging on systemic collapse. Nearly 700 cases in the city, including 42 infected and 11 dead, at a senior home. ICU beds are diminishing quickly, the Louisiana governor saying, quote, we're running out of time. With nearly 1,500 cases, the state becoming the latest to ask for a major disaster declaration and issuing stay-at-home orders for residents. Tonight, at least 175 million Americans in 17 states, 26 counties, and 10 cities urged to stay home. Los Angeles set to receive the Navy hospital ship Mercy to help treat non-COVID patients. Mobile hospitals going up in California, New York, and Washington. And tonight, a serious lack of ventilators and personal protection equipment in New York and around the country has governors and medical professionals very concerned. Just 16,600 ventilators in the Federal Reserve, not nearly enough to adequately supplement the U.S. medical system's estimated 160,000 ventilators in use. Numbers compiled in a study by the Center for Health Security at Johns Hopkins University show the U.S. could require as many as 742,000 ventilators in a severe outbreak similar to that of the 1918 Spanish flu, in which nearly a third of the world population became ill.
Where are the ventilators? Where are the gowns? Where's the PPEs? Where are the masks? Where are they?
The president invoked the Defense Production Act last week, but has resisted to mandate companies to start producing the much-needed medical equipment, claiming they are already doing so voluntarily. Ford announcing today they are working with 3M and GE to make respirators and ventilators. There's also concerns about testing, with governors pleading to expand coronavirus testing across the country. Tonight, at least one major newspaper is reporting that widespread coronavirus testing isn't coming anytime soon. In California and Florida, disturbing images over the weekend of people flocking to beaches and public spaces. California Governor Gavin Newsom closing the parking lots at some popular state beaches and parks as a result. Locally, Marin and Sonoma County closing all public parks, beaches, and open spaces altogether, on the heels of the Marin County Public Health Director announcing he himself has tested positive for the novel coronavirus.
And today I was diagnosed with COVID-19.
Police officers and sheriff's deputies in San Francisco, Santa Rosa, Santa Clara, and San Jose have also tested positive. It's unknown how many other people they may have exposed. And tonight, alarming new findings from the CDC, claiming the COVID virus may be actually able to survive for much longer than expected on surfaces, hours, even several days. Tonight, RNA strands found on an infected cruise ship nearly 17 days after cabins were vacated. The researchers adding the finding doesn't necessarily mean the virus spread by the surface. Nonetheless, concerns mounting tonight over grocery shopping and takeout food, many wondering the risk of exposure while simply buying food for their families. At least 2 Bay Area grocery stores temporarily closing for clean-in after employees tested positive for COVID-19. In San Jose, a Food Max store closing after an employee there died of complications from the virus. Experts believe transmittal of the virus through food or its packaging remains low, but encourage people to wash their hands after handling groceries. Finally tonight, the president tweeting, quote, "We cannot let the cure be worse than the problem," stating today in his press conference he hopes to, quote, "reopen the country by Easter, a mere 19 days from now."
I would love to have the country opened up and just raring to go by Easter.
Dr. Anthony Fauci later clarifying the date is, quote, "flexible," and stating there's a lot of data that needs to be taken before a decision can be made. Dr. Fauci also adding that reopening the entire country by Easter simply won't happen. The president later suggested parts of the country might reopen if they're not, quote, hit hard by the virus. So the bottom line here tonight is, guys, we have not yet reached our peak in this country. The number of cases and the number of deaths will rise. Reopening the economy in hard-hit areas like California and New York is simply not practical or plausible by Easter. Tonight, the best thing you can do to stay healthy is stay home and help limit the curve.